In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat there. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smile. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouted. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Good morning to the DMV and the rest of the world. Grand rising to you all. This is your girl Reese, aka the best that ever did it, aka you know who it is. Yes, we're back for another edition, another Wellness Wednesday. And I am in the house in full effect. We got the full crew today. The whole motley squad of us are here. We got my sweet lady B. She has returned to me, guys. Good morning, Bernice.
Good morning. Good morning. What, you thought I was going to disappear?
Well, I was hoping you wasn't, but you know, so I know every we can't be here every day, all the time, and I get that, and I thank you so much. And Blue Phoenix did a lovely job stepping in yesterday. She wasn't you, but she was good as well, and I want to thank her. She's our special guest person today. It's going to be Blue Fitness Phoenix in the house. Good morning, Blue Phoenix.
Great day, ladies, and of course, I could never take the place of the beautiful chocolate lady B. Never.
And I also have joining us today is our very own Michelle Pucciarelli.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
We got the full house. So, and of course, we couldn't do it without our super producer, Mr. Molly Mall, $1 Million Moments himself.
Molly!
Everybody love Molly.
Yay.
Yay. You remember the show Everybody Loves Ray? Well, everybody loves Molly. He's the black version. Yay, Molly Mall. Molly Moss, the sea boss. That's what I call him. Sea boss.
He needs to fix it so that we can share his video. Because I saw it on Instagram, but I couldn't share it. And we need to be able to share it.
Hey, can we share it on the show today, Molly, if you get it fixed?
Yeah.
Good morning, Yogi. Yogi. He got his fitness workout in. He be getting it in, boy, I tell you.
I keep talking on this Wednesday.
That's another show. That's my brother from another mother. Love him to death. Okay, so before we get into our dive right on in to what our show is and all that good stuff, I want to say last night at Bar 210, we had an awesome time. And I think Nikki Moore came out and Dave Carter, woo, and our very own D Sharp always, and it's Derek and I get Lester, and I'm trying to give everybody the shout out that I can remember. Of course, Dale was there. And what's my other Brett?
That girl.
Yeah, Brian. Wait a minute, am I saying his name right?
Brian Birch. Brian Birch.
And I call him Brett, but his name is Brian Birch. So, but when I say only, hey Brett, Anyway, we had a good time with the Gwen Factor last night.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, but even before then, I got to still give out a shout to my man Tony Woods. Thank you, Tony, for Monday. We had a blast Monday. Me and Michelle doing this open mic with like 20 comedians. I was asleep. I was like, it was a long night. Oh my gosh.
It was.
But the jokes, and G Dot was there, and Spinner was there. The jokes was pouring out of everybody. Miss Sim was there. It was like everybody was there. And I was like, well, damn. It was a good time. Monday, Tuesday. And we're going out again
tonight. Hump day.
So needless to say, physical fitness, mental wellness, I need to get all of that because I'm exhausted, but I don't want to exhaust myself because we have the Blue Phoenix and I have a red carpet event on Saturday. Correct, Blue Phoenix? She's in it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But that is correct. Woo! Well, I'm dropping all of that tea and the coffee in the morning and whatnot. Lady B, woo, are you ready? Can I pass the mic? Can I pass the mic?
Yeah,
I'm going to turn this section over to the show. This is one of my favorite parts of the show, is where I call it spilling the tea. Molly call it gossiping, and sometimes we call it news. But we're going to spill the tea with Lady B. Boom! Take it over.
Good morning. Well, R&B singer Sammy's mother has been charged with murder of a Florida woman.
Sammy's mother?
Yep. You don't remember the R&B singer Sammy?
Oh my goodness.
Sammy.
Angela Baxter, the mother of R&B star Sammy, has reportedly been charged in the shooting death of a 27-year-old Florida woman. According to the news station, Baxter was witnessed shooting at random cars and screaming explicative words while driving down the street where the tragic incident occurred on January 12th. Nuke Bay Collier, 27, was inside one of the vehicles, struck multiple times. Whoever did this story, their spelling is off. Struck multiple times and found unresponsive. The injured woman and mother was pronounced dead after being rushed to a local hospital. An autopsy performed on Collier's body determined that the bullets discovered were discharged from the gun Baxter was firing. Oh my God. They're saying she was suffering from mental health issues.
I'm sorry. Yep. Sorry for the loss of the gentleman that lost his life. And sorry for Sammy's mother because she lost her life too. Her life is forever going to be changed now.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
Yeah, my thing is us being able to see something. If you see something, say something. There had to be, I believe there were warning signs that she was going through something. And a lot of people say you can't force them. But if their mental health get into a certain place, you can in fact force them to go into a hospital.
Yeah, Florida has the Baker Law. Florida have a Baker Act where they can hospitalize you for 72 hours. They could have Baker activated her.
Yeah, and because, I guess no one really, sometimes we don't want to force our people, but sometimes it's necessary. Now someone else has lost their family member.
Yeah.
So, okay, next story. Josh Allen, Hamlin body double claims are stupid. Stop that shit. That's what he said.
What?
So Josh Allen is taking aim at all the conspiracy theorists and tinfoil hat wearers who have insisted that there was a Damar Hamlin body double at the Bills playoff on Sunday, saying straight up, that's stupid.
Come on,
Allen addressed the outlandish internet rumors while appearing on Kyle Brandon's Basement podcast, urging people to stop that shit. Yeah, that's stupid, Allen said before adding, "There's absolutely zero chance that that's the Damar Hamlin. That's our guy. That's our brother." So people reportedly saying that was a body double. There's no way he was playing on Sunday.
That is funny. So all the football players, professional football players in the league have body doubles. Is that what they're saying? That everybody okay, that was not Zach Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott in that game Sunday. Dallas did not lose because that was their body doubles making them messed up plays. That was not them.
I need a body double stat. They can go to work instead of me.
Look, I got a double body. I don't need a body double. I just need a double body. I need just one body to, I'm come walking around with two and a half people. Shoot. Well, two people.
Bizarre things people come up with.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, the next story is coming from Montgomery County. It says student revived with Narcan after possible overdose at a Wheaton school. A student at a high school in Wheaton, Maryland, may have experienced a fentanyl overdose Tuesday afternoon before she was revived with Narcan nasal spray. The student at John F. Kennedy High School was taken to a local hospital, and parents said they are bewildered and frightened by the incident. The Montgomery County Fire Department's radio transmissions were similar to emergency responses happening nearly every day at high schools and even middle schools in Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. Counterfeit pharmaceutical pills laced with deadly amounts of the fentanyl are being blamed. The fire department radio transmissions indicate the student was revived through the use of nasal spray, Narcan, and that people at the scene were trying to find more. Information on what exactly caused our overdose was not immediately known.
Drugs.
So common in high schools and these schools. And it's ridiculous. A lot of the stuff that they're making looks like candy. It looks like, and these children are stressed and frustrated and annoyed, and they need an outlet. They need a break. It's so crazy because a lot of what they are going through, we didn't have to go through because there was no internet. There was no immediate things. And so they're dealing with things that we never had to deal with, and they need an outlet. And it's like they're going right to the schools, just like weed and crack and stuff used to be at the schools. But they wouldn't bring it in the schools, they'd get it outside. They're bringing this stuff inside the buildings. And there's absolutely no reason why high school students should need to be Narcan. Narcan, that experience alone, I've never had it, but I had to do training on Narcan. And that is a rush. And sometimes they have to do it more than once, and it is terrible. For a child, like, what is going on?
I don't know.
Again, these kids know more about drugs and stuff than you do. These high schoolers, they know that they know the designer drugs. They know what coming out, what's in the streets. There are a whole lot of more. To me, when I look out at our children nowadays, this like the hippie sex season all over again. Back in the 70s, where they had free love, world peace, and all that. They got and all the drugs. They just got all the drugs this time. Ain't no peace nowhere, but you still got all the drugs. The young people are doing everything.
LSD is kind of the same as the shroom. So they weren't out there trying to hurt people. They were just trying to be floating. This shit here is taking people out.
Yes. My oldest daughter had a friend. Like, my oldest daughter was supposed to go sleep over at her friend's house one night. She got in trouble. I said no. We get a call the next morning that the girl smoked something laced with fentanyl.
Oh my goodness.
Overheated and died. Yeah. And my sister works in the Northern Juvenile Detention Center, and she works in the shelter care part. And when she's on call, she's getting calls. There are kids ODing on fentanyl. And this one kid who OD'd went to the hospital, got back. He runs away. So, I mean, Fentanyl, I don't know it. I'm right now, I'm grateful my daughters, while have been exposed to it, are, aware of the dangers of it. But when are people going to acknowledge that children who have a addiction at a young age don't need jail? They need rehab. We do it for the adults. Don't lock these kids up. Help them.
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, ladies, I've taken fentanyl before. But I was in the hospital and they had to give it to me for pain. Let me tell you something. It only lasts 15 minutes. But in that 15 minutes, I felt absolutely nothing. And that was the only thing they could give me. The morphine wasn't working. I was in that much pain. It was before I was getting ready to go to surgery. They was prepping me. Fentanyl, the high you get is sickening, but you're close to death when you get that high. You close to who the hell wants to be riding high with death? But there's some adventurous people that like that. Me personally, if it's not my time, I ain't trying to rush it. I ain't trying to play dead. I ain't trying to do none of that. So definitely. No.
I don't think they're trying to rush it. It's a lot of people out here trying to numb the pain.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my kids the other day, talking about how, and my son talked about it at my event, how the older generation be like, you're not going through nothing. Suck it up. These kids are going through so much, and there's so many new and different things out here that they have to deal with. And it's hard for a young person. When they walk out their door, yeah, we got them when we in the house, and if they call us, we got them. But when they're in them schools, when they walk in them streets, they are alone.
Yep.
Exactly.
So they're looking for a way to numb the pain.
Yep.
Because they don't want to feel it, and it gets overwhelming. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And a lot of times between the fentanyl and the suicide, man, one thing, we have to do something. I have a friend on TikTok. She lost both her kids like 4 months apart due to fentanyl.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Oh my goodness, and my condolences to her as well as to you, baby. I know that's not why you lost, but you lost the baby. And the thing is, these children don't know what it is. That's the thing. They don't know what it is they're taking. And some of the people who are giving it to them really don't know if they're a child, because the adults know. But they don't know the severity or how to measure it out. When you got it, you in the hospital, you were monitored. These children are monitored. They don't know what they're getting. And I tell my kids all the time, because they have friends who smoke. And my oldest daughter, I found out she smoked sometimes. And I'm like, listen here. First of all, you ain't got no business doing it. Second of all, you out here with people that's supposed to be your friends. Where are you getting this stuff from? You know you ain't going up in my house. You're not allowed. So you speaking it, right? And you don't know what people are putting in things. Do you care about your life? Is my question. Or are you more invested in impressing your friends? You better think. And if you have a problem, we can talk about it. If you need help, I will get you help. Because like Lady B said, they are dealing with so much stuff out here. When they leave from us, they leave a place of comfort in their home for the most part. Not all children, but for parents, and I know us, I can speak for us on this panel here, they are leaving a place of comfort to go out into a crazy ass world. There's nothing like home out there.
Yeah.
They need to cope. But it's dangerous.
It is. And I agree with you. I mean, I think as parents, and again, remember, I'm an alcoholic, so I did not model good behaviors for my daughters. But as parents, I think we may also have to rethink how we teach our children to cope with stressful situations as the behavior, because I'm a smoker, I stress out and I smoke. So, I mean, I have not been mindful, but the one thing is maybe that's kind of the shifting gears where adults as a society don't say, I need to kick back and relax and de-stress. So I'm going to grab a drink. I'm going to do it. I don't know. Again, I don't know the answers. I don't have all the answers. But again, I'm not saying not to do those things, because I know it is a part of life and we all have the things that we use to get through life. It's maybe rethinking, how do we make this more responsible? How do we teach kids that you're just not getting out to go partying, and wake up face down in somebody else's bed the day after and going, I don't remember what happened.
Or in the hospital. Or in the
hospital. Thank you.
You know,
there's some evil in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Evil in this world.
Continue.
So the next story, Treasury tells Congress it will suspend some federal retirement investments after debt limit has been reached. Okay, the U.S. has suspended new investments in a federal employee retirement benefit program after the government reached its debt ceiling. The move is one of the so-called extraordinary measures Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is taking to avoid default until Congress raises the federal borrowing limit. Yellen said that the agency can no longer invest fully in the government securities investment fund until the debt ceiling is raised or suspended. Once that happens, the retirement fund will be made whole, she wrote.
That's terrible, because you're giving all our money to Ukraine. They just now getting these tanks from Germany. Why are we suffering? We is not in that war.
Did anyone know that the money that they are sending to the Ukraine, I believe, is coming out of Social Security?
You said to anybody?
Or they're using money is being used. And again, you know what? I feel like the government has turned into Bugs Bunny, where they're standing in a cave that's filling up with water, and they're trying to plug up the, we have so many holes, and then we have the people still here that are homeless on the streets, that are ODing, that people in certain cities are shooting one another, and they gotta look both ways before they step out of their house. So I mean, it's kind of like you got to take care of. You got to do that internal thing before you start trying to go external. If you can't take care of yourself, how the hell are you going to take care of anybody else?
I have a question for the panel and for the people out there listening and everything. If you guys can help me figure this out, America gives everybody else aid for their wars in their countries. Certain countries, not all countries, get help. Okay, we are facing a war here in America. Now, who is going to give us aid and bail us out of our debt ceiling? Who is going to help us bury our fallen with so many mass shootings going around and all that stuff? What country is allied with us that will come and give us to help us? That's the question. Who's going to help us? Crickets, right?
Not even us. Not even us. One thing is this, as far as government workers, all these politicians and Congress and Senate, is this going to make money too? How about they take a cut and pay? Because they get a lot of money for sitting up in that damn chair. Pay. They make plenty of money. Share it with the people.
Yeah, and they also lifted the ban at the Capitol on smoking. So what makes them so goddamn special that they're now allowed to smoke again? But again, because I'm a smoker, I'm a little salty about this. And I know it's not good for me, and I know it harms other people, and I'm sorry. But still, why is the smoking ban being lifted on the Capitol? They're still people. They're still people.
But they're going to do things that benefit them. They're not too worried about us because they feel that they're actually in control. They can do what they want. And I agree with Phoenix. Take some of that money out of their pocket. When they start doing that, then they'll think more about the people because they'll be in our position.
Mm-hmm. Look, they see it all real quick.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Oh, let me get to this story. Y'all be careful. Reese, I was telling you about this. Don't be opening your door for people. Three suspects claiming to be police break into a Montgomery County home. 3 armed men claiming to be Montgomery County, Maryland police officers broke into a home, demanded money, and assaulted a man in the process. Now, the real police are looking for them. It happened before 3 a.m. on Monday in the 21,000 block of Archstone Way. Montgomery County police were called to a home for the report of an invasion. They found that the suspects broke in, identified themselves as officers, and told occupants to get down on the ground. The trio then asked for money and property and were involved in a fight. One of the 4 victims, a man, was struck in the back of the head, causing minor injuries.
What could
Oh
see
my
the
God.
minor?
Real quick. You said they was in Montgomery County, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You know they know where not to go. That's all I'm saying.
What you say they what?
She said, you know, they know where not to go. But that's the thing. Everybody think, you know, well, we're going to live out here. We're going to get away from it. No, baby. They
No.
coming. Because they realize that, hey, these broke people, we try and rob them and they ain't really got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Bernice is right. She did get on me. Her and Molly both. I think it was I on the phone with y'all when it happened. They
No,
knocking at the
no,
door.
you told us the next day.
Yeah. Bernice was like, don't be opening your door after 11 o'clock for those.
Wrong too. You got to be careful in the daytime, honey, because you know times are getting hard, and it's just going to get worse. People are going to be out here hungry. Families, you know, going through the struggle. I mean, we already struggling, but the way things are going, they keep sending out money over there and then bringing more people over here to try to take care of, and they get benefits, and we not. Honey, it's going to get worse.
It is.
So I'm going to get myself armed to protect my home.
And I want an honorable mention of a news story I don't know if it's in the news or not. Outside of the shooting of the 11 people got killed in California, Southern California, then 7 got killed in Northern California. But also in Louisiana, my bestie's goddaughter go to LSU. She was at a nightclub and 10 people, thank God nobody got killed, but 10 people got shot. It was a mass shooting. And they found out that it was a gang initiation. It wasn't MR13. It's another rival crew, CRM or something, whatever, from El Salvador, another group from El Salvador. He's a documented. He's not documented. He was illegal, but as initiation, initiation to get into the gang, you have to go to a random place and shoot it up. This ain't New Jack City, y'all, but a lot of these gangs are doing that. And I can say, wow, that would explain a lot of these random crazy shootings. These kids are going wild. That boy 16 years go to the club and shoot the place up. Thank God nobody was fatally wounded. But here you go. Now what's going to happen? They're going to take him back to his country, and he's going to sneak back into America again. If you do a crime on this soil, why do they extradite the people back to the other countries? They don't give us our criminals back. If you go to another country and you do something in that country, you do that time in that country. We don't have extradition law. They don't give us our people back. So why are we giving them their people back for them to sneak back in to the U.S. again, to start it all over again? That's why they don't care if they get caught. Or they're just going to send me home. I'll be back in 6 months. Where they do that at? Jeez.
That's what they do.
Bernice, we got any?
Okay. This is a heartfelt story. So, flight attendant sits on the floor the entire flight to comfort distressed passenger. Yeah. Not everyone enjoys flying. The level of non-enjoyment can range from mild discomfort to full-blown anxiety. A passenger flying from Charlotte Douglas International Airport in North Carolina to JFK International Airport in New York confronted the fear with flying with Delta. The woman, who is currently still unidentified, expressed she was nervous to fly, according to Molly Simpson Lee, a passenger seated behind the woman who witnessed the encounter. So, approximately, according to Lee, who posted about the exchange, the Delta flight attendant, Floyd Dean Shannon, took his time to give the nervous traveler his undivided attention. Lee told Upward the unidentified passenger was very serious, and even before the plane took off, she was visibly shaken.
Was that Spirit Airlines?
Yeah.
It was Delta. It was It was Delta.
Delta.
He sat with her. He sat on the floor the whole flight just to try to comfort this lady. He was a black man.
That's wonderful.
He might have been tired. His feet might have been hurting. We know what Rosa Parks did.
Girl,
Wait
girl.
for this man's kindness.
Look, that's what I do. I tell jokes.
I'll let you touch that one.
Look, I tell jokes.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. But that's it for the news today, ladies.
Thank you, Lady B.
Wow, thank you. We needed that. That was a good story. I love how she ends off on something positive after she throw all of this negative stuff at us, and we dodging it like the Matrix and whatnot. Then she comes back and give us a positive, okay, feel good story. Thank you, Lady B, for spilling the tea. She put a little twist of lemon and sugar at the end, y'all. But thank you, Lady B, for that. Well, we got a video. Today is Wellness Wednesday. Okay. Do we got comments of people in the building? Come on, y'all, share and like and everything.
We had E in the building, and Nene was in the building, and we all know the Yogi up in here. We thank you for coming through.
Yes, thank you, family. Thank you, guys. Look, I want to give a shout out to my girl, the Blue Phoenix. Her transformation. When y'all come out and see her on the screen on Saturday, that was in July. Look at my sis now. We want to know the tips. Well, I want to know the tips. Definitely how to take this ball of silly putty and form it into something. You know, sometimes, no, hear me out. Sometimes you can keep your same weight, but how you mold it and structure it, you know, is awesome. Because everybody 190 don't look like the other person 190. You know, because we're all different in the way we carry our weight. You know, so I want to know. She's been sending me videos, you guys, for my shoulder injury, and I thank the Blue Phoenix for that. And she's telling me what to do in physical therapy, you know, to try to help my shoulder, and I appreciate that, and how I can work on my core, because I'm having issues with my front, with the gut. You know, I don't got pumps in the bump. I got tits in the gut. That's what I got. You know, if she have, you know, get no pumps in the bump over here. I ain't got that. So, you know, I'm walking around looking like Humpty Hump, you know, this type for timer. I hanker for a hunk of cheese, that egg with arms and legs. So I need to how to make that egg look like something. So, Phoenix.
Really?
I'm so done with you.
I'm honest.
I'm gonna be honest. The way that what has helped me physically is my mental and emotional and spiritual health. I don't care how much you work out. I don't care how much you eat less. If your mental and emotional and spiritual health is not worked on, you're gonna go back up on your weight. And that was what was happening to me all these years. And that's important. Physical health, you know, you exercise, you eat right. And eating right looks different for everybody, just like the weight looks different for everybody. But the thing is, I don't care what you do. If your mind ain't right, your body ain't gonna be right. So that's one of the biggest things that has helped me with my weight. I walk and I do different things, and I'm sending you videos because I'm getting ready to start getting more into that, because I used to go to the gym all the time, but I wasn't right emotionally, you know. And so doing that, working on myself, working on that shadow work, healing, allowing the pains of my past or my traumas from my past to be dealt with has helped me physically.
Yeah.
Lady P speaks to that all the time.
It's important, because you know, I had been on a weight loss journey for a while, and like she said, my mental wasn't right. It wasn't right. I was all over the place, so I couldn't focus. I wasn't focusing on myself. I was letting people pull me here and there, and my mind, like I said, was in shambles. So I really couldn't focus on it, and honestly didn't believe I would be successful. First, you need to believe in yourself that you can do this, and the reasons you're doing it have to be important. You have to be doing it for you, not to fit in, not because society says this is what I should look like, but for you, for your health. So you'll feel good about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a video I want to share, ladies. Molly, when you get a chance, we could run the reel. Thank you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
These your children? You care to explain how we got into this position? So would I. What's going in there, buddy? It's okay. Right there. Go and have a seat. What's all this?
Come up with glasses.
Is this your room?
My boyfriend's room.
It's your boyfriend's room? Whose children are these?
It's my grandson.
It's your grandson and your granddaughter? Are you okay, or how much have you been drinking? These your children?
That's a phenomenal example of mental health.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to share this with you guys on Wellness Wednesday. They didn't, the officers, to me, epically failed this lady and those grandchildren, because he didn't offer any assistance to help them when they said, I thought you supposed to, those were dangerous environment that you left the lady and the baby in, because you could clearly see that she wasn't in her right frame of mind. They couldn't see that. They wasn't, they didn't ask the probing crowd. Oh, he want to know, these your children? Like, here, take your kids. Don't know, them children outside like that. And the poor babies.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't protect them or get them to a safe environment.
Is there another part of that video? Because honestly, we only saying partial because it ended. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what happened after the fact. So that says part 2. Is there a part 3? Because and that's what I say to people. I say, concerning my life, you walked in on a certain chapter. You don't know the beginning. I don't know the end, and neither do you. So we're looking at a story, and we're just seeing a part of it. So where is the rest of it? And of course, we do see that she wasn't, in the right place. He's saying he smelled liquor or whatever the case may be. That goes again to people trying to numb the pain.
Yes.
Because I had, my uncle, he passed, he was an alcoholic, and he was trying to numb the pain all his life, never addressing it. So we definitely, it looked like he took the kids in there, but what happened after the fact?
Yeah. I couldn't find part 3 of it or no more of it.
Yeah, but mental health, oh my goodness. It's
just to see that is disturbing on its own.
How did she end up with her grandchildren? That's my question. What is the parent doing? Because we don't know
We
we don't know if it's the son or the daughter. What is the parent doing? Because a lot of times, and even for me, I raised 9 kids, and to have to start over raising my granddaughter, it was a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Because I was grieving, and now I have to help her grieve as well. So do I leave and push mine to the side and deal with hers, and then I end up later on and it comes out the wrong way? So you definitely, it's learning how to balance all over again. It really is. And if you're not careful, you'll fall into a dark pit. That's why now I say, I'm going to take care of me. Because if my mind and my heart and my spirit is not aligned, then it's over. I can't take care of anybody else.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you know what, guys? I mean, that's the funny thing to me. Again, I don't mean to keep harping on alcohol, but it's a depressant. It's said it's a depressant. People are still drunk driving. People are still, but yet it's still celebrated. It's still socially acceptable. People are still telling their war stories about drinking too much on Monday at the water cooler, yeah, crazy weekend. So, I mean, how about, and the one thing that I've said, I made a joke about it. It's not a joke, but it's anonymous sex is bad. Anonymous programs of recovery, good. And we're only helping those people that are in the rooms by keeping it anonymous. What about sharing outside of the rooms and helping those people? I mean, they'll still probably come. They may still come in. We won't turn them away, but sharing it more and coming out of the rooms and saying, you know what, I'm just a recovering adult.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it can be ugly, and that's not only alcohol but drugs. Period. Drugs. Period. And then a lot of us are dependent on things that are not even drugs or alcohol.
Food. We depend on food. We depend on sex. We depend on bodily harm. There are a lot of things that we do.
Yeah.
And a lot of things we don't understand why we do. And to piggyback off what you say, Lady B, I know a woman personally. Her daughter was my best friend, and she died at 34, 33, 34. She inherited 2 granddaughters, both of them, one autistic and one developmentally delayed.
Oh.
And this woman just turned 60. You know what I'm saying? She already raised her 4 children. And now she has to raise her 2 grandchildren. And she has a hard time. I talk to her a lot, try to help her as much as I can. Her son, she's with her son, so he helps a lot. But it is a toll. It takes a toll. And then, like you said, you have to grieve as well as help your grandchildren grieve.
Yes.
As well as raise them, as well as figure out how to manipulate the system. Because not only does she inherit grandchildren, her children have special needs.
Yeah.
So it's a whole nother dynamic to the situation. Her daughter, in the video, her daughter or son, whoever it is, may not necessarily have passed on, but they could be out on the street. And the thing is, it was a guy, a pastor that said, if you don't raise your children, you're going to be if you spoil your children, you're going to raise your grandchildren. If you raise your children, you'll get to spoil your grandchildren. And those whose children have not passed on are probably dealing with that very thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is Kenneth saying? He was saying officers aren't social workers. 90 days before an officer.
90 days to become an officer. 8 years plus 8 years to become a social worker.
Right.
They shouldn't be placed in the they shouldn't have to be a social worker, but in the same token, and being an officer, show compassion. We need to get you some help. We see that you're struggling, so I'm going to reach out to somebody who can help you.
Exactly.
And I have to say, CPS isn't all bad. There are some bad workers, but they're not all bad. I've dealt with them. There are some who truly care and want to help you, not snatch away your kids. And then there are those who see that there's a problem and walk away like, I don't want to deal with this.
I got too much on my
It's the mentality. It's the mentality and being lazy. Some people get in it for money, and some people get in it for the passion because they really care and want to help people. See, that's what you're dealing with. Just like these doctors. Some doctors get in it just to make money. These cookie cutter doctors, a C a pass, but they get into it. Some people just to make money, and then some people actually care about people and want to help people do better, want to help you get off the medication, want to actually help you, tell you what to do so you don't have to take the medication that they're on. I ran into some good doctors. Margaret Ackpen was an excellent doctor. Margaret Ackpen, she's probably retired now. She was my doctor, and I turned my grandmother on to her. That's how good Margaret Ackpen. I came to Margaret Ackpen when I was 19. And she's been an absolute awesome doctor, and she cares about her people, And some doctors only care about their bottom line.
Yeah, but that's why I say when you choose a career, make sure you're passionate about it, because you're not going to love what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to become a problem because that's why I'm always talking about the therapist. A lot of them get into it, but they don't truly have the heart for it. You have to have a certain level of compassion for people to help them. That goes for psychiatrists too. Always trying to push medicine on people. Medication doesn't always help. Sometimes you just need to talk it out, walk it out, find a strategy to get through it day by day. That's why for me, I take it one moment at a time. Because looking to tomorrow, how I'm gonna get through tomorrow, no, I'm gonna deal with the present because that's what I'm living in. Tomorrow isn't promised.
Exactly.
That's right. And that brings us back to Blue Phoenix. You're the lady of the hour again. What you said, your mental got to be right before you do any type of workout, whatever. Your mind have to be in the right place to stimulate it correctly so it can move the rest of you. You know, because the mind is so powerful. When we talk about wellness, health is wealth, it start here first. It really does. And we got to have some level of understanding. So you understood in your journey that you need to be centered in a place. Am I correct? Stop me when I'm wrong.
Well, it took me it took time for me to get there. Oh, there is a part 3. Let's watch the part 3.
Thank you, man.
Well, they crawled through this window, or they were able to open the door and stand outside and cry and wail until neighbors and passerbys heard them and saw them and called us. And they were crying loud enough I could hear them coming up the stairs. You're laying right in here with the window open, you couldn't hear them.
We was all in the bed. We was all 3 of us was in the bed.
Well, not when I got here. These 2 were outside. They've been outside for at least 5 minutes, if not longer. And they had a trash can out there with them.
What are you?
Okay.
Fine.
How old are you?
Doing nothing.
Okay. See, I need you guys to kind of watch the kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take
You
the
want?
kids if you want.
Okay. Yeah. Would you go ahead and get her?
Give me a little one there.
Sled.
Yeah,
Why
sweetie.
don't you go ahead and stand up here?
She's so cute.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Hands
when
behind your back.
these kids ate?
Oh, Jesus
When was
Christ.
the last time they ate? What time is it now?
Around
Remember, Lee. Come here, buddy.
9:30.
All right. Okay.
I ain't gonna run away.
Come here, Lee. Come here.
9:22. You call.
He's definitely gotten into the alcohol. There's no doubt about that. I mean, he reeks of it. I can smell the wine and stuff on his breath.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
I'll get you mama so you can talk to mama.
In fact, seems to kind of be hitting him now.
Yeah, he's really starting to get real lethargic, and we're gonna get you checked out, make sure everything is okay, though, buddy. All right. Let me hold you. Let me hold you. Okay.
Oh. See that? Ooh, that's crazy. That's crazy. It really is. And if the parent, it looked like they had a little baby bag. So it seems to me that somebody dropped them kids off. They should be charged. Yeah. It's crazy. That makes absolutely no sense. Now the first thing they're going to do is arrest her. But my concern is what they're going to do after. Are they going to offer her help? Yeah, are they going to offer her help? And then where's the parent? Did the parent not know that their mother is alcoholic?
People don't care.
No. I also kind of wonder again, I'm not defending the parent at all, and I don't know what the situation is. But again, if let's say the parent is a single parent and they have to go to work in order to support the kids or do whatever, I'm again not justifying it. When you have to like leave your kids with somebody, it's like, okay, watch them. I'll be back in a couple of hours, fingers crossed. But would I leave my kids with somebody who I knew had been drinking or may have a problem? I mean,
sometimes you don't think. You're just like,
you know,
yeah.
you know what? It's just, but again, like Lady B said, the situation is this person has a problem and you're arresting them. It's like, what? Like, come on. This is the insanity of like the entire system.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. You keep doing things the same way. I'm sorry, the players have changed maybe, but the games are still the same.
But of course, it's fortunate that the baby didn't drink too much and get alcohol poisoning.
Oh God!
Granted, that baby was, the baby was okay, but again, that's why I'm saying we got to look at this system because.
And we don't know if that baby's okay or not because he could have.
But that's what I said. I said
later,
Yeah, I said I hope that the baby's okay, but we have to look at the system and say, okay, we know that we have single parents out here, and daycare is expensive. I used to work in them. They are expensive, and honestly, you don't know who to trust your child with because children have died in daycare centers, been abused, and more. So. It's definitely a stress where you're not sure. And my thing is, I ain't sending my kids to nobody till they can talk. I have to absolutely trust you. So my kids can tell me.
Me too. If you can't use the bathroom on your own and you can't talk, you're not going.
Yeah.
So that means you got to stay home. If you're a single parent, you got to stay home and can't work.
Well, I understand that. I used to take my children with me to work. When I worked overnight, my son was with me with the blanket on the floor. I didn't play them games, and I was married, okay? And at that time, my husband was doing whatever issue. He was dealing with mental issues and selfishness. I had to take my baby with me to work, okay? You have to make it do what it do. Everybody does not have that option, though. So I understand why if mom, hey, watch the kids for me, I got to go, I'll be back. Or, I understand that. But, I'm going to go backpedal to what Bernice was talking about CPS. I am on 3 committees for CFSA. That is Child Family Service Association here in the District of Columbia. We are working on trying to change the narrative, trying to make it more welcoming because we don't want to take the children. Mm-hmm. We want to help the family. We are making it family based because of the bad rep of Child Protective Services, because a lot of children have gotten missing or died or molested or something in these hands. And people have walked away from families who needed the most, and then they have given families that not really just having a bad day the hardest time. Mm-hmm. And so it's you have to like Bernie said, you have to care. When you get into these careers, when you get into things, it's not just the money. And a lot of people do go on there caring, but the things that they have to do take away their humility, their humanity, and it's exhausting. But the thing is, we have to have help. And a lot of people, just like we just saw the grandmother, she's apparently dealing with things. A lot of people are dealing with things from childhood on up. Because traumas just don't start yesterday. Mm-hmm. We have a foundation, and it begins in vitro. People don't realize that. And we also carry trauma from our ancestors, from our grandparents and their grandparents and our parents. We carry that because it's all within the DNA. And so people don't know how to cope. No. And it should be free assistance when it comes to alcohol and drugs and sex and all of that. So it should be. Because we all have issues. Even psychiatrists need a psychiatrist.
Yes.
The doctor needs a doctor. Like, it's not real. We all need help.
Mm-hmm. I think, I'm not sure, but in the private messages, it says one last clip of her.
Yes.
Got possession of controlled substance and paraphernalia.
Oh, God.
Got a warrant out for your arrest.
Oh, God.
$200 fine.
Well, the judge saw it enough as put out a warrant for your arrest. That's between you and him.
Right.
Well, right now, with the child possibly consuming the alcohol, what they're going to do is go ahead and take it down to Wishart Hospital here in Indianapolis, where they can examine the infant down there. I think he's approximately 2 years old. And with that open bottle of whiskey that we had in the room, they need to really look him over. I got a really strong odor of alcohol coming from his breath. And you can tell by the way the child was acting that, I think he's gotten a hold of something.
Good Lord, it just gets worse. Okay, now that I know that person had a warrant out for their arrest, I have to question the parent. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, for controlled substance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Now, what if them babies would have got to the control substance? You know,
it's crazy. It really is. And
takes
again,
a
until
village.
we know the whole story of the parent, I just because it's young girls out here. I read a story about a young girl. She couldn't party, so she killed both her daughters because she thought they were getting in her way.
What?
Yeah.
So we just don't know. We don't know. I wish I knew the full story. Why this grandparent had access to her children, to their children, whoever, male, female. Why did the grandparent have access? They had to know. They had to know.
But maybe they didn't have a choice because maybe the parent is incarcerated, and maybe that there's more to that than meets the eye. The mama got wants, maybe the child got wants too, and they didn't have, the grandmother didn't have.
Well, I mean, grandma has warrants. The parent might have warrants.
But you know what, Reese? Sometimes we feel like, okay, we the grandparent, we got to do the right thing. But sometimes the right thing is giving your grandchildren to a better environment.
Yeah.
Yep. But maybe they want to keep them kids for that check. A lot of people, they don't want better. They want the check that comes with the kids. They don't care nothing about the kids, their grandchildren, or their nieces or nephew, whatever. Sometimes the people want the check. And then sometimes the court system can fail the child. And I'm giving you an example. Wow, because it's relatives in my family. One of the two sisters. One of the sisters on drugs real bad, right? The other sister stepped up and took care of her daughter. Okay. But the system, the girl said, "Okay, I'm clean. I'm ready to get back." And they was going to court telling everybody, telling her, "No, she's not clean. No, she's not ready to have her daughter back." The court system gave the daughter back to the mother anyway. The mother tripped out on drugs and stabbed her daughter and set the house on fire, killed her child because she thought it was a demon on drugs because they did not listen to the sister who had the daughter and raised the daughter. Sometimes the system fails us and don't listen and gives it out in harm's way. So now the girl, if true relative, true story, the girl is in the Phoenix, Arizona, in a mental prison, for the mentally insane or whatever. So, but should the court systems be sued? Should there be some type of penalty? Because we want the court to say, "Hey, this person's not fit. Don't give this baby back." And the court system was like, "No, it needs to go back to mother. She looks fine to us."
And that goes back to mental health. A lot of us walk around and I used to tell people, I said, "Oh, this is a mask. This is my mask. I put on my makeup, I get dressed, I go out, I smile. But on the inside, I'm broken." So you can't look at somebody and say, "Oh, they okay." No, it doesn't work that way. What the judge should have done was monitor her progress. We're going to give you visitation, and when we see that you've been clean, and we're going to send you to mental health or whatever the case may be, and it has to be some stair steps. We can't just throw these kids to the wolves.
Right. I thought it was protocol for them to evaluate and monitor them and supervise them.
It happened in D.C. It was in the papers in D.C. and everything. It happened right there in D.C.
I think I heard that story.
2012. She running down the street butt naked, then stabbed up the girl, killed her first, stabbed her up, then tried to burn down the house. And she jumped off for drugs, tried to talk about, she thought the baby was a demon. It wasn't a baby, she was like 8 at the time. My relative was 8 at the time. And she lost, and that was a hurtful thing. That was a hurtful thing. And then the family shut it, was like, "We don't want to even talk to you," because everybody was there. The girl was just wild, until you messed up. You really messed up and you took your child's life.
I don't care.
Mental.
We have to do more mental health awareness. And that's why I can say that this is my passion. It was my passion before my son took his life. But now it's like, I don't know how to, it's like he's gone. My son has peace now, but it's still like he's the driving force behind what I need to do, because we definitely have to get out there, put it out there. And I keep telling people, I went to a meeting, I said, let me tell you something. Just because there are offices out here don't mean people going to walk into them. We need to find another way, a comfortable environment. I told them, I said, some of these youngins got mental health issues. You think they're going to walk in that office? Nah, they're going to get clowned. I said, create a center where they can walk in, play games, do something, and where the help is available. You just never know how that can help. My kids scared to go to rec centers. Why? Because of all the violence. So we have to create a space. We have to stop telling people, oh, you strong, you're going to be okay. You don't know that.
No. Or how about, I like to fake it until you make it.
Yeah. I ain't faking nothing. If I'm not okay, I'm going to say I'm not okay. And if you're not the one to deal with it, then move out my way, because you could be blocking somebody who's not blessed. And that's why I learned sometimes a simple word can say, you know, can make your day a whole lot better, because somebody could be on the verge of suicide. You say, how you doing today? And they really felt like nobody cared, but somebody took the time to just say, how are you?
Wow. So this has been Wednesday Wellness. You know, we were talking about, initially wanted to talk about how do we get our body and fit and get in tune, but it starts with the mind. And that's why it took off one way and ended up another, because it always comes back to your mindset. Any type of health regime or anything that you're trying to do, it always starts with the mind first, being at a good space or a place where you want to make the change or include change in your life. We got to think about what we do, not only what we do, but surrounding us. We got to think outside the box, the people around us. Yeah, we really do. Louisa, leave them with something good, like Molly always say.
Let's see. Take time to think about you. We don't do that. We don't do that enough. Take the time to get quiet and listen to what that inner you, that little person within you needs. That's one of the biggest reasons as to why we have so many mental health scares and so many issues going on in our world. We are so clouded with what's going on outside. We're so clouded with trying to impress those around us. We're so clouded with just trying to live up to, or like the old saying, live up to the Joneses or be with the Joneses. But you can't do that. If you don't help you, you can't help nobody else. On an airplane, if there's a problem, you have to put that mask on first, and then you can help others. Look at yourself and help you. And then that impact that's going to help you, that you help yourself, that impact will help others around you.
Yes.
It starts with you first.
Beautifully said. But first, before anybody else speak, you got to do the movie trailer.
Of course I will, yes. Your girl's engaged. Congratulations. Yes, baby. Tam, what the fuck is going on here? Really? What the fuck is going on here?
Fuck.
Who the fuck is this bitch?
I ain't no bitch. You need to calm down. That's my fiance.
Yeah, I'm not your fiance no more. Just 24 hours ago, you gave me a ring and you doing this shit.
I want you to understand that this is a no judgment zone.
I have dated all kinds of people trying to find my love. I just was like, I give up. Like, I give up. Okay, it's something wrong with me.
Hey, big dog, you not gonna hold the door before a lady?
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Okay, so who is this like mystery man that I ain't heard nothing about?
What was your name again? I forgot.
It's Jacob Reeves.
Oh, well, I'm Jaleesa Twitch. It's nice to meet you officially.
So what kind of work does he do?
He had a crackhead on a drunk.
Oh my girl, the pipe down, need it right now. Lately I've been going till the lights out. Got my face up and my eyes down. Shorty, now you know what this is like now. Now I got a big drop top and I'm rolling. And I told my
You gotta work it out. You have to get in touch with him.
I don't know. I feel like I done already fucked it up.
There's a possibility for you to find the love of your life. You just gotta take my advice and you got it.
Cause you know I'm zoning. Shorty got away, we been chilling by the ocean. I told her my way, what can I say? Ooh, I got him looking at me sideways.
I'm hit you with this bag, keep playing. You know I ain't talking to no bum. You messing with a bum. Here you go.
No, I think she wanted to kiss him, bro.
You want to kiss him?
I don't got no time for misses. Shawty wanna ring, yeah, she tryna be a missus. I've been so ahead, I don't think y'all really get it.
All right. So the Red Company event is on Saturday. So y'all come out
Saturday
support
at
the
12
Blue
o'clock.
Phoenix and our
At
sister
the old
Reese
Green
and-
Belt Theater.
Yes.
Guys, get your tickets through Eventbrite. There's only a handful left. We're almost at capacity. So if you're going, hurry up, get your tickets and go. Come on, the plug. If y'all go and get your tickets.
Tickets already got. What you talking about, girl? My cousin Nene always come through.
Also, you get to meet the cast and you get to get some photographs. You get some signed photographs. It's going to be a nice event. It's going to be really nice.
Yeah.
All right, so do your thing. So
yeah,
great show, ladies.
That's love.
Great
That's
show,
love.
ladies. Great show, as Molly would say. We love you guys, and we thank you so much for just taking the time to be with us. So take care of yourselves, and remember to check your mental health. And remember, it's okay to not be okay.
Sure is.
That's right. So this has been RMB from the Morning Mac Show, and we'll see you next time.